Hello there, people. So I want to make this review video about Trover Saves the Universe, which, if you don't know, is made by the same people who made Rick and Morty. Yes, that extremely fucked up TV show that everybody knows and loves, and that even McDonald's made a sauce over that everybody loves that as well. The game is about this bird face fucker deciding to steal your dogs and put them into his eyes, which extremely creeps me out. Somehow the dogs power him up, and he plans on messing up the universe for a reason that I don't want to spoil it for anybody who plans on playing the game. After he takes the dogs, you meet a little shit that's named Trover, and somehow you can control him with a little game controller that you already have by him putting one of his creepy eye babies into the game controller. Still confused with me? I don't understand how. Did I mention that he's a little shit? He never stops talking the entire fucking game, by the way. Also, they have a little side quest in the game where you have to collect these little green eye monsters that Trover already has some that can somehow get him high. And at the end of the game, if you collect all of the green babies, they end up giving you a prize, which I haven't found all of them yet, so I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it was worth collecting them all or not. Also, little side note I want to add: if you want a little laugh, each one of these little green babies, they have a little bio. Just look at them. Just start reading some of them. They're all a whole bunch of sensitive, sassy little creatures. That's basically what their bio is saying. Anyways, if you're someone who is not allowed to at least be exposed to Adult Swim level comedy, or if you're just a sensitive person that cannot handle dark humor, which in that case, what are you doing on the internet anyways? This is not a place for you. This is not a game for either of those two types of people. Yes, they put a censored version in the game, but the only word that they bleep out is fuck. All the rest of the cuss words are still there as normal, and they make all the same jokes. As far as I can tell, I only played a little bit just because I was curious about what the censored version actually did. But they didn't go through but from what it looked like, to me at least, they didn't go through and say, oh, let's do a whole new dialogue with censored content. Which, I don't know why you would be buying this game anyways if you wanted censored content in the first place. So do not buy this game for little children. Unless you're buying it for like your niece or nephew that you plan on teaching them cuss words anyways, to mess with your siblings. In that case, it would probably be good to buy it for them. It would probably teach them the cuss words faster than you trying to. This is a really hard game for me to rate as a gamer, because on one hand, it's a funny, dark humor story that you would expect from the makers of Rick and Morty. It is also one of those games that you could just watch somebody play, and you'd be totally fine just watching somebody else play it, because the story is what you want out of this game. But as a gamer, it took very little effort to play. The only time it got a little bit hard was around about the end of the actual game. And the main reason that I think that it took so much little effort was because there wasn't a really setback system for if you died or not. I never died in a boss fight, but from what I could tell, whenever you died any other time, like if I walked off a cliff or something, he would reappear right there. Nothing was changed. You didn't have to restart anything. He was there with a full health bar, and you could just start going back to what you were doing. So it wasn't really a bad thing if you died. Another thing that I want to mention to people: if you don't buy a lot of games, you probably won't notice this. But for those of you who do buy games a lot, for a new game, this is a fairly cheap game. It's like $30 whenever I bought it. And most of the time, a new game that's coming out would be $60 or something. This isn't a deal or anything. It took me about 5 hours to actually get through the game. And I looked it up just because I wanted to see, because it felt kind of short to me. It's kind of average. Most people are finishing this game in 4 to 5 hours. Even the completionists only take about 5.5 hours. Most games nowadays, you come out with about 7 to 8 hours. So you're kind of paying for the amount of gameplay that's actually in there. Which in no way am I saying it's a bad thing. In fact, I kind of like it. You're not overpaying for something that only takes a little bit of time. So I don't think in any way that you're not getting your money's worth. Also, something interesting that I want to add. I played it about a month after it came out, and they had always had a little piece on there that said a DLC was about to come out. For me, I feel like it's a very short amount of time for a DLC to start coming out. So whether it's they plan on doing a whole bunch of little DLCs, or it's just like, oh, we know people aren't going to play this a lot, so let's get all the DLCs that we have out quick. That way anybody who played will feel like they didn't get cheated. At least it makes me feel better about the game either way that goes. Because either they expected it to be long term and they're going to keep on putting out small DLCs, kind of like a Fortnite thing, how much things that Fortnite puts out daily. I feel like they're kind of going to do something like that. Or they can just be like, this is just a one-shot game that's only going to be out for a couple months with actual interest in the game. So let's just get everything out now for the people who played it so far. Either way is fine. I would rate this game about a 7 out of 10. Yes, I said it was lacking when it comes to the skill needed to play the game. And if I was rating it from that standpoint, I would give it about 5 out of 10. But the thing is, for me and what I would assume to be most of the people who buy this game, I expect a Rick and Morty game version. I don't expect a hard game with complicated puzzles for hardcore gamers. They're not a normal gaming company. I expect a funny storyline that with funny moments and dark humor and stuff like that. And that's exactly what I got. I didn't get a hard game, I got a story. But anyways, so that's all I have to say about this game. And if you find another game that you want me to do this for, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to get my hands on it. Also, I want to know if you are looking for certain bits of information when looking to buy a new game. If you let me know this, I'll try to look for it for you and put it into the video. That's kind of the reasoning behind these videos. Don't spend your money on something that you can be saving for another game that you would enjoy a lot more. Let me blow my money on it instead. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe. And I hope to see you next time.